Hey guys, what's up? Jordan here, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod review. The mod for today is the Team Fortress 2 mod, and this mod is pretty cool as it does add a few new weapons, some food, some hats, because Team Fortress 2 revolves around hats nowadays, and a couple of blocks too, as you can see here. So the thing we're going to go over first is the wrench, and you craft this with 3 iron ingots like that diagonally. And this wrench will be required to open these dispensers here. So to make the blue and or red dispensers, simply take 6 iron ingots, a wrench, a piece of redstone, and a piece of lapis lazuli. If you want to make the red dispenser, simply change the lapis lazuli with a piece of rose red or red dye, whichever you prefer to call it. Now, there is a little bug here. As you can see, if I'm right clicking right now on the top and it does nothing, and I'm left clicking on the top and it's not breaking. However, and I just destroyed it because I'm in creative, but as you can see on the bottom we could open it. So if we go on the bottom, as you can see, we do have to aim at the bottom half of it to actually access it or destroy it, which is kind of a bug. I'm not sure how this would be fixed, but that's just something to bring up to the mod maker's what would you say, direction, just to point him towards it in case he didn't know. It's pretty cool. So there are a few things you can do with this. We're just going to go into survival mode, and as you can see we can heal up. So I'm gonna see if there's any way for me to take damage. I'm not quite sure how we'll go about doing this, if at all. Alright, there we go. I took a bit of fall damage, but we're gonna regenerate anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll show that off at the end when my hunger goes down a bit. But here we have ammo. So if we do that, as you can see here, it gave us 33 in the bottom right there. We've got 33 bullets. And we can change it to day, we can change it to night. We can give ourselves 2 hats, which as you can see here and here, there's the sunglasses and the cigarette. And we can increase our XP by 20. That doesn't seem to work for me, and I'm not quite sure why, if that's a bug or if it's just me. And as you can see here, we've got a couple of hats. We've got the sunglasses hat, pretty cool, pretty slick. And then we've got the cigarette hat, which again is pretty cool. I could imagine if you had a Bill skin, that would be amazing, as in Bill from Left 4 Dead. That would be pretty cool. And then next up we have the resupply locker, and you craft that like this with 6 iron ingots, or 8 iron ingots rather, and then a piece of rose red in the center block. And then this currently is the only way you can get the weapons that are in the game. There are 3 weapons. There are the pistol, the grenade launcher, and the minigun. And all of these require the same ammo, and it does actually have its own sound as well, which you will need audio mod to use, which is pretty cool. And it doesn't seem to all use the same ammo. As you can see here, I'm just firing them off randomly. But what is very cool is that it does actually destroy part of the landscape, and it also bounces a little bit, kind of like the Demo Man. And then here we have the minigun, just like the heavy, which if you just hold down the button, it will fire at a fast rate. If you hold down the pistol, it doesn't fire at a fast rate, it's semi-automatic, you have to release it every time. And for some reason, if you fire it a lot, I've noticed that I have a tendency to get hurt. I'm not quite sure what that was all about, but we are out of ammo. And to access these, you do need a wrench. You don't have to be holding it, it just has to be in your inventory at the time. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spawn a couple of... What should we go for? Shall we go for some villages? I think we should go for some villages. So I'm just going to spawn a few villages around here. Oh, yeah, and then I'm going to shoot them. So it does cause damage, as you can see. That's pretty loud, at least for me anyways. And there, see what I mean? How I'm like taking damage, and now I can show off the heal up thing as well. So that's pretty cool. One other bug that I found with these is if I place any block in the center, or in fact around these, the textures will glitch out, and that works for any block, but I'm just going to use the resupply locker for this purpose. As you can see, it kind of, I don't know what's going on with the texture there. It's doing it from both sides, but if I come around to this side, it's there. If I'm at this side, it's not. And if I'm at this side, it's all there. But that's not, and it's a whole mess. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. It's kind of odd like that. And we have the butterfly knife. I almost stuttered there, but I didn't. And so to make the butterfly knife, simply take a stick and 2 iron ingots in either of those. I'm not quite sure why this is showing 2, but that's how you make it. And this will instantly kill anything that you attack with it, which is pretty convenient. It would be handy for when you're exploring. I do think that these weapons are a bit overpowered. Not really so much the pistol, but the grenade launcher and the minigun, just because they don't run out, they don't wear out or anything, and neither does the butterfly knife. One thing that I will mention, because I forgot, is how you make bullets. You will need 4 iron ingots and a piece of gunpowder, and that will make 64, or you could just get it from dispensers, which would probably be more efficient, but I also think that too is a little bit OP, and as you can see there, we can just now x-ray through the game. So that is a few little bugs that I went over in this video to show off. I'm going to sprint around a little bit, see if my hunger can go down, just so I can show off the final item, the sandwich, because what the sandwich is basically just another piece of food, which is very cool because it heals up some of your hunger, and as you can see there, my hunger is jiggling a little bit, so I'm going to see if I can take some damage, and I'm going to heal. Oh, no I'm not, because I can't eat just yet, but I'm going to jump down here, and we took a bit of damage, and my hunger still isn't quite down enough. Hopefully it will go down in a second. If not, then I may just have to cut to it, but hopefully it'll go down in a second. Alright, so my hunger has depleted a little bit, and as you can see, we've lost a couple of hearts. I'm just going to jump off here just to take a few more. And right, so finally we can eat the sandwich, as that did take a while. So you get the normal animation, it puts up your hunger, and it also gives us regeneration for a few seconds, which is pretty cool. And one other thing that I forgot to mention is there are no way to craft these 2 hats in the same way that there are no way to craft the guns. They are required, or rather the only way you can get them is through dispensers. So that's a thing that I'm not really keen on this mod, is that you can't craft the guns and the hats. And I do find it a little OP that you could just kind of massively spawn like mini launchers, or mini guns rather, and grenade launchers. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the mod. That's all of the items and stuff. There are a few other things that are actually included in this mod, and they are some new mobs, and I can't seem to find any. That's one which is kind of a shame, because I would have liked to have shown them off, but I can't find them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read them off of the mod page itself, or you can go check out the mod for yourself. But basically, there is the heavy, which is tameable with the sandwich when you right-click it, and when tamed, right-click with the empty hand to open the GUI, that's the graphical user interface, and then you can name the heavy, and you can also make him follow you with /defend. He also holds a mini gun just in case of any danger. And that's it for the heavy. There's also a red spy, which apparently spawns everywhere, drops meat. They're very dangerous and can go invisible, and will attack you if you get too close to them. There's also the spy creeper, I'm just scrolling up, which explode when getting too close to them, but they do have a delay, so you could get away just like a normal creeper. They will shoot snowballs at you, so that could get rather annoying. And you can also make the spy creeps attack other creatures. I'm not quite sure what spy creeps are, but there you go. And then there's also the creep engineers, which will blow up without a delay if you get too close to them, and they also drop wrenches, and sometimes apples, and no, not apples, that's, never mind, they just drop wrenches. And then finally there's the red/blue engineers, which are rather strong, and they will drop wrenches, meat, and even red apples. So I'm sorry I couldn't show those off, guys. That would have been great, but I just couldn't find them, and I'm not quite sure why, if it's just this world because I generated it or installing the mod, or if it's just not me, if it's just me not installing it right, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's it for the mod, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to download it, then definitely do go check it out, link in the description. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you give it a like. I feel like I kind of rambled on this one, I hope I didn't, but I'll upload it anyway, so give it a like if you enjoyed it. Let's go for 75. Click that yellow subscribe button up in the top right corner to subscribe to my channel, PerpetualJordan. Also, click the video in the bottom right to view my previous video, which was Puzzlecraft Episode 2 with my friend Matthew. Also, follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page, and join my Steam group. All of those links, along with the mod, are in the description. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.